Civil protection order is granted by a court at a survivor's request to prevent sexual assault, but not everyone has a right to ask for one. That's why a group of advocates wants to expand the pool of Idahoans who are eligible for protections of this kind. 6 on Your Side's Madeline White joins us live in studio with more.
Yeah, those advocates want lawmakers to see that while civil protection orders do help protect people in domestic violence situations, narrow definitions of that relationship are causing other victims of sexual assault to not be eligible for those same protections.
These are the people picking up the phone at 3 in the morning, getting calls from our community members, our family members.
Advocates gathered at the State House to push for a House bill, one that would allow for the creation of a civil protection order for victims of sexual assault. In 2018, 1,617 Idaho women and 304 Idaho men reported being sexually assaulted to Idaho State Police. But these passionate advocates want lawmakers to acknowledge that in that group lies an unprotected gap.
We have a lot of work to do.
67% of those who reported would not currently qualify for a civil protection order because their relationship with the offender does not qualify as stalking, phone harassment, or domestic violence, defined as intimate partners or co-parents of children.
Currently, survivors of sexual assault cannot get a protection order, most of them, because of their relationships with the offenders.
And while the bill was widely lauded at this function, bringing together a bevy of experts and agencies, the bill also now drawing criticism from members of the Idaho Freedom Foundation. Policy analyst Parrish Miller cites concerns about the accused not necessarily needing to be convicted with anything before being served a civil protection order. A violation of the court order under this bill would be a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a fine not to exceed $5,000. But the executive director of the Idaho Coalition Against Sexual and Domestic Violence defends the bill, pointing out that under current law, the same applies in domestic violence cases where protection orders are granted to victims whose accusers have not yet been convicted. And Annie says the numbers are too high not to do something.
The Idaho Youth Risk Behavior Survey from 2019 was recently released, and what we saw was that over 23% of girls in our high schools report that they were essentially sexually assaulted by someone they were dating in the past year, which is a really high and concerning statistic. Comparable numbers are about 10% nationally, where we're running over 23%.
Other points of discussion included how they feel we need to center more work on those who are often experiencing violence at higher rates, such as missing and murdered Indigenous women, young people, and the LGBTQ community. House Bill 383 will go up before committee next week, so we'll keep you updated. Live in studio, Madeline White, 6 on Your Side.